On Wednesday morning, former President Donald Trump waded into the Republican speakership drama. And of course, when it comes to unhinged takes, Donald Trump never disappoints. In fact, on his platform,
truth, essential.
Trump urged Republican hardliners to just give it up. Just give it up and just back my boy, Kevin McCarthy. In fact, here's what he posted. Some really good conversations took place last night, and now it's time for our great Republican House members to vote for Kevin. Vote for Kevin. Close the deal. Take the victory. And watch crazy Nancy Pelosi fly back home to a very broken California. The only speaker in U.S. history to have lost the House twice. You know, just because she's not House doesn't so serving. She didn't lose her election. He just isn't speaker anymore. He doesn't know how it works. Okay, anyway. He also adds, Republicans do not turn a great triumph into a giant embarrassing defeat. It's time to celebrate. That's right. That's right. He tells you it is absolutely time to celebrate. Celebrate what? Okay, look, yes, they have a small, narrow advantage in the House, but not enough to apparently elect the speaker. But okay, all right. And then said, you deserve it. Kevin McCarthy will do a good job and maybe even a great job. Just watch. Maybe even a great job. You don't know. It'll be at least a good job. Very, very passable, possibly adequate. Or who knows? Who knows? As of my count right now, and it could be higher, Kevin McCarthy has lost 5 rounds of voting. 5. And possibly 6. Who knows? By the time this video goes up, it could be 7. This is the first time a speaker has not been elected on the first ballot since 1923. I don't even know what the record is on 5 or 6. And so, yes, it is embarrassing because what you have here is an obviously fractured party. And even more embarrassing because it's the people who, the people who tanked McCarthy are pretty much only doing it to get stuff for themselves. Committee assignments, special goodies, things like that. Okay, and are we surprised that Republicans are trying to grab as much power as they can? Individual Republicans, and now they're fighting each other for that power? Yes. It's not a surprise at all, actually. No, it's not a surprise. Yes, it's absolutely expected of them. And look, it's not so much about policy, in my view. They're already pretty extreme. Kevin McCarthy's already promised 2 years of nonstop investigations over Hunter Biden's taint. So, I mean, honestly, what did we expect from Republicans? Just nonstop madness. Now, that said, these Republicans that are trying to get these committee assignments, you know what it's all about. Me. It's about me. Which ironically is incredibly on brand for Republicans, including Donald Trump, who was like, hey, stop making it about you, okay, and start making it about me. And he does that in the next part because he's not done. He then inserts a grievance against Mitch McConnell. He says, if Republicans are going to fight, we ought to be fighting Mitch McConnell and his domineering, China-loving wife. Okay, here's what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to defend Mitch McConnell. But I am going to say what Mitch McConnell is doing right now is out there with Joe Biden talking about how they got an infrastructure deal passed. I mean, for the average person, making a juxtaposition on these two different events. Oh, look, here's Mitch McConnell acting like a somewhat adult versus whatever the hell is going on in the House, where you have Lauren Boebert versus Marjorie Greene, Matt Gaetz versus, I don't know, everybody, essentially. Yeah, I mean, it really shows you that when it comes to the House and Republicans, there's no adults in the room. None. Now, he also adds this. The harm they could have done to the Republican Party, the harm they have done to the Republican Party is incalculable. Today, he couldn't be elected dog catcher in Kentucky. Sadly, he only won because of my endorsement. Went up 21 points. Sorry. Take the victory and run. What does Mitch McConnell have to do with the House anyway? This is about House drama. Mitch McConnell is the Senate minority leader. And by the way, Mitch McConnell, yeah, you can point to him being super unpopular in the polls, but yet he keeps getting elected anyway. So maybe it's because, I don't know, the voters in Kentucky just keep reelecting him because he's got, just is able to blanket the airwaves with ads. The Democrats can't seem to run a halfway decent challenger. I mean, I think the last person was, no, it wasn't the last one, but basically they ran all Republican light. That's it. And it's funny because I don't remember the last person that ran against Mitch McConnell because she was a nobody. No excitement whatsoever and was Republican light. The last one I remember was Allison Lundergan Grimes, who was like, oh, I like Cole more than Mitch McConnell does. And she's a Democrat. I don't know how many years ago that was, though. 2014-ish. And so, yeah, I don't remember the last person to run against McConnell, but it doesn't even matter in this case. Okay? Mitch McConnell keeps getting elected because he's got tons of money. So now here's the thing. I absolutely love how Republicans are fighting each other. They're just ripping each other's faces off. And I think that's really the only thing the only really good thing that you can take from the Trump era is the fact that Trump has thrown out all the conventions. Like all the rules, like, oh, you don't attack Republicans. Republicans don't attack Republicans. Oh, really? Well, now you're ripping each other's faces off. And that's partly thanks to Donald Trump. He said, no, I'm going to attack Republicans. I'm going to call them rhinos. I'm going to run against them, or I'm going to spend money against them. We're going to do all that stuff. See how you like it. Hey, I love it just fine. Republican crime is the best crime, the greatest crime. The discord and the disunity the Republican Party is showing right now is incredibly entertaining. Very entertaining. So now that said, Donald Trump comes in, and I don't understand why, because for a while he was sitting on the fence. He wasn't saying anything, wasn't really doing anything. He was just sitting there watching, and I don't know, maybe some of his, does he even have any handlers left? I don't know, maybe somebody called him up, was like, do something, Donald Trump, do something, come out and say something. I don't know. Or maybe he just, felt like jumping in. Either way, he's in now. And he says, McCarthy. Now, how does Matt Gaetz feel about this? Or any of the members of the Never Kevins? Which is funny. Well, Gaetz recently spoke to Fox News. And he said that he has still no intention of falling in line behind Kevin McCarthy. Oops. Gaetz also told the New York Post, oh, sorry, no. Before we get to the New York Post quote, where he just says he's holding firm. The Never Kevin contingent holds firm. But he actually poked fun at Donald Trump, saying in response to Trump's statement, quote, sad. This changes neither my view of McCarthy, nor Trump, nor my vote. Republican to Republican crime. That's crime. Greatest crime. Let them fight. Let them fight. Look, I hope House Republicans never decide on a speaker. I don't care. Let the next 2 years be nothing but Republicans ripping each other apart. You know why? Because I would rather have that than a unified Republican Party doing horrible things. And it's not like they don't have horrible things planned for the American people that they'll try to ram through. Look, their agenda is hot garbage. We know this. And secondly, by the way, it's going to be advantageous for the Democrats. I mean, they could, I don't know why they're not doing this right now. They could take all of this dysfunction and create a bunch of ads and release them. It doesn't have to be near election time, but they can run ads. They can do it now. They do it several months down the line. I just keep reminding the American people how much of a shit show Republican leadership actually is. The chaos and the fact that these people have no idea how to govern. They can't even choose a leader. And they absolutely have no desire to govern. You know, if the Democrats did that, maybe they'd be more successful. Win some more elections and actually maybe take back the House next time. But, you know, they would have to do so. But as far as Republicans go, they are a disaster. It's a clown show. And the more they fight amongst themselves, ironically, the more America wins. By at least having their horrible agenda stopped as much as possible. So, I guess at the end of the day, let them fight. Let them fight.